what can you tell us about this short film?
Your stuff?
Not at all.
Obviously, thanks for coming and seeing it as well. It's lovely to see it on the big screen, so thank you.
You're welcome.
It's rare that we get a chance to see it on a big screen. Caroline saw a feature film that I made, and she came to me. She had two friends. A friend is the DOP, and a friend wrote it as well. And they saw my film, just rang me and said, we wanted to make a short film. She wanted to direct it, and I was obviously I read it. And I was at the time, because I like thrillers, so it was almost like for me just a challenge to see if I could just make something that is thrilling, or that has that sort of tension to it. And what I saw in it is obviously the visual storytelling as well. It's not a big budget, as you can tell, but it was kind of just like a promo almost for all of us, just try something out and see if we could see if it would work. But hopefully it does.
How was the acting process during the short film?
Yeah, I did some diary for the main character, for the character Alice, because she was on a wheelchair. So I tried to understand why would she be on a wheelchair. And yeah, the writer really helped me, and then Piotr was very helpful as well. So we were very supportive as a team.
Oh, nice. What was this shot? Where?
Where?
London.
Not too far from here, actually.
Really?
Yeah, that end street is not. It's not. It's literally 5 or 10 minutes away.
Wow.
But it's kind of, there's about 3 locations.
Yeah.
Because obviously where Jacob is, where the computer is, that's one location. I think that's the girl's flat. Then this place that we found, which was your dad's house, wasn't it your dad's house? But it was a house he was renting or he was doing up. That was the main location, and then we filled in the upstairs and so on, which was somewhere else. So it's about 3 locations. Just trying to see, again, trying to get things as cheaply as we can. See who knew who and what we could get from it. Yeah.
What do you think was the most difficult part filming this?
From my point of view, it's always the storytelling, because
Yeah.
it's actually watching it as well. There's quite a few things in there which I hope come across, because obviously you've got the AI idea that hacking into AIs. You obviously do want to make it thrilling, so obviously everyone watching it, I want to know what happens next. From the acting point of view as well, that everything comes across. That it's not so obscure that everyone doesn't know what's going on, but not so obvious that, oh yeah, I know what this is going to be. So that's the kind of challenge, really, isn't it? And also, it's a short film, just to keep it entertaining and interesting for that, I don't know, 16 minutes or something. It doesn't matter if it's 2 hours or if it's 5 minutes. You want to engage, and you want to know what's happened next.
Was that your first project as a director?
No, I direct television, and I've done 2 feature films. And my last feature film, I was still promoting it, and then the pandemic happened, and I didn't really want to do anything else with restrictions. So this kind of came at the right time. We filmed this just before the pandemic, and I finished editing it during the pandemic, and then started promoting it after. But it just came at the right time. Having done a feature, it was just I wanted to get back to doing film quickly, and this came along, and so it was just the right time and the right project.
Congratulations, guys. So, any question from the audience? Go for it.
The editing for performance editing seemed really tight, and can you tell us how you work with your editor?
I edited it.
Okay.
So it's hard to do it when you do it yourself. I didn't start as an editor, but when I was starting out, a lot of the departments, if you like, I wanted to direct. I wanted to show how to direct, but then no one's going to write a script for me, so I learned how to write a script. Then when it came to the edit, I didn't want to be a director who'd shot something and then not have anything to, not have it edited. So I Avid came along at the time, and I learned how to edit on Avid, and so I edited my first feature film and so on. So I've always had that. And when I started directing in telly, obviously you have editors, I can just do my job. And I came back to it. It's the first thing I edited since my first feature film. It was nice to get back into it. And obviously I had learnt by watching other editors as well. So I came to this. And I think it's just to be as tight as possible. Again, I'm always aware of, I don't want to bore people. So even in the performance, you don't want to lose the performance because sometimes you want it to breathe. Obviously, you don't want, it's not just about the dialogue, but tell the story quickly and move on. I think.
Are we allowed to know what the feature film was? I'd like to know.
The first feature film I made was called Small Time Obsession.
Okay.
My background's Polish,
Okay.
so it's a kind of Polish mean streets. It was very much, you know, as my sort of early 20s. And my last feature film that I made was called something called The Last Witness, starring Alex Pettifer and Michael Gambon. So if you sort of put my name into the internet, it should pop up.
Is it on Netflix?
No, it's on Amazon Prime.
Okay,
on,
cool.
Netflix
Thank you
in
very much.
Netflix in Poland. which is very exciting. When I went to Poland, turned the telly on, first thing I did was try and find it. It was recommended to me immediately.
The gentleman who was it Charlie, or the guy who played the aide? Do I recognize him from somewhere? Has he been?
Jacob Anderton.
Jacob, sorry, yeah.
Yeah. You might know he's done quite a lot of sort of indie films.
Yeah.
And he's a very good actor. And he was great. You knew him, didn't you? I didn't know him. So yes, you might well know him from other films, other shorts.
I don't really have a question, it's more of a comment. Well, first, I guess I do have a question. You did say you wrote this.
No, I didn't.
Oh, you didn't write
it. I came to it. Obviously, you made director's notes,
Okay.
but ultimately, it's Caroline and her friend.
Okay. I loved it. I did not see it coming. He seemed so good-natured, and you really liked the PT character, and then it turned out and that he was hacking in. It was a nice twist. It was good. It was a nice, well-rounded kind of emotional connection, but then this twist at the end.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a lot of
think-
shorts. You kind of come to it, and I was thinking a lot of shorts you have twists, you know,
Yeah.
but you don't want like an obvious one. You don't want to just
You
go
didn't-
for
yeah,
that.
I didn't see it.
So I think it's nice that almost like without the twist, it kind of works.
Yeah.
And I think it's not just all about the twist sort of
Yeah.
thing. So I think that was important.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've got a last question for you. So obviously you're not in a wheelchair. So how was your process of getting into this character with the wheelchair? How did you manage this?
We bought a wheelchair 1 month prior to filming, and then
Wow.
I
You was at home trying to
Yeah.
make Hey, why not?
Yeah.
You have to do what you have to do to put
Exactly.
you in mood, you know. So smart. Any other question from the audience?
I don't have a question, so sorry. Congratulations for your acting.
Oh.
As an actor, it's like a present to see that. So
Oh,
thank
thank
you.
you very much. Appreciate that.
Okay, thank you so much, guys. We'll see you back on Sunday. Okay, beautiful people. So now we got another short film around 10 minutes.